Welcome to another video here on the Giant Take YouTube channel. Wow, what a day! What a practice, training camp day 9, I want to say. A lot of stuff happened today. We were there to cover it once again. If you have not already, go follow us on the Giant Take Pod on Twitter, TikTok, the Giant Take Instagram, Facebook. What a day! We got a lot of clips today. We were able to get those done. A lot of reports. And this is probably going to be a very heavy-filled recap. So I guess sit down, put that seatbelt on, strap in here, and we're going to get things going for you. We're going to go in chronological order in the way the practice happened and the way we took the notes. My name is Josh, and I'm joined by my friend, my co-host Alex, who I went to training camp with today. It's 1:30, but we're already, I guess, tired from the long morning, but we're going to fill the energy here.
Ready
Alex,
for a nap, yeah. Ready for a nap.
Ready for the nap after the video. Alex, I don't even know what to say. I guess your experience this morning summed up in a couple words here.
I mean, it was a lot of fun. We were very busy. It was much more exciting than yesterday. I think we could say that.
Definitely.
Very, very much so. Much more exciting than yesterday. And there was just a ton that happened. So let's get right into it, I think. Let's start with about who was in the red jerseys, who wasn't. So Andrew Thomas, there was no red jersey for him. He actually looked completely fine today. He had a pretty good day, despite the injury concern yesterday that various reporters talked about with his left ankle. But he seemed to be all okay, no limping, no anything today. So that's a very good sign. Robert Foster, wide receiver, is out of his red no-contact uniform today, and he was just ready and practicing with the rest of the team like normal. So two good bits of news there, which we saw early into camp when the players were coming out.
And not even did Andrew Thomas, was he out of, or not even out of, he was never in it, but after the injury concerns a day later, looked peak condition as they were doing one-on-ones, D-line versus O-line, and he was able to beat a couple guys, especially a clip that we got, I believe it was against Quincy Roche of the defense, push him to the ground. A very nice rep there by the man, Andrew Thomas. Next up here on the list, the Giants started out nice and exciting with special teams. They were like, oh, another long day coming, but they always start with special teams. So it was kick and punt returns. They're actually kicking and punting the ball. Normally they use a machine, just put it right in the air there. But no, it was Jamie Gillen and Graham Gano practicing their punts and their kicks. And Jamie Gillen, actually Thomas McGahee, the Giants special teams coordinator, came out and said in his press conference that Gillen needs to work on his air time with his punts. So something to note there. As we know, when we signed Gillen this offseason, not the best punter at all. Hopefully just better than Riley Dixon. That's our hope for this season. And now starting out with our drills, the 11-on-11 stuff. Daniel Jones had a bad overthrow to Richie James on a deep ball. That is a little bit concerning, especially when we know Daniel Jones is statistically one of the best deep ball throwers in the NFL. Not a good sign there. We had Kayvon Thibodeau looking good. He would have had a couple sacks, if they could actually sack. They aren't allowed to touch the quarterback. Brian Dable gets very defensive about it. So, but Kayvon Thibodeau got in the backfield very frequently. There was actually a play where, I don't know which interception it was. I want to say it was the Adoree Jackson one, where Adoree Jackson had a pick. Daniel Jones was actually sacked, wasn't touched by Williams, and then finished the play by, I guess because of the pressure, overthrowing Colin Johnson, which then got intercepted by Adoree Jackson. So, yeah, that was not good, and I'm sure we'll get into in a bit the offense not looking good today, but we definitely saw them not looking good today.
Yeah, whether it was in the short or the intermediate or the deep ball, Daniel Jones just did not look too accurate today. Even some of his completions, there was one that I posted on Twitter, I believe. It was like a sideline throw to Kenny Golladay, and it was a really low throw. It was a tough catch. Kenny Golladay was able to bring it in. But again, just because it was a completion doesn't mean it was a good throw, just because it was an incompletion doesn't mean it was a bad throw. And you have to look at that more carefully. But yeah, he definitely did not look good today. He didn't look great yesterday, but he looked worse today, I would say. Let's see how he bounces back tomorrow. Hopefully he does bounce back, but certainly very concerning. The second team, though, the second team offense was rolling against the second team defense. Tyrod Taylor was looking really good, really sharp. And Darius Slayton made a couple of really big plays again today, following his pretty decent performance yesterday. So that's positive signs there coming from the, what is he now, fourth-year wide receiver. So excited about that. Always have kind of been a Darius Slayton, defender. So I'm glad that he's starting to progress and hopefully is doing better throughout camp. And because of Tyrod Taylor's success, I don't know if we don't know why this happened, but it appeared, well, it didn't appear, it happened, that Tyrod Taylor actually took a first-team rep at QB over Daniel Jones. It looked like during that time, Daniel Jones went over to talk to Brian Dable while Tyrod Taylor continued with the first team for that one rep, and Daniel Jones came back immediately after. So something to note, make out of it what you will, but just something that we saw that happen.
Yes, and that did in fact happen, and Tyrod Taylor, the rumors keep on swirling. They're going to swirl even more now with how bad Daniel Jones looked today. But it wasn't just Daniel Jones, it was the offense, like, all together. There were bad drops by wide receivers, one of them being our first-round pick, Kadarius Toney from last year. He had a really bad drop that was literally in his hands, and it went right through. But obviously, as we know,
He had two, actually. He had two really bad drops. Yeah, two.
And as we know, the quarterbacks lead this offense. So looking at the stat lines, as people like to hear, Daniel Jones, 5 for 16. 2 interceptions, 2 drops from Kadarius Toney. A lot of sacks would have been there. A really bad day for the offense. And with those stats was Bobby Skinner to the left of us today. I practiced taking down those notes and, calculating Daniel Jones's completions. So we appreciate Bobby for that. What do we want to go to next here, Alex? Jones's throw to McKinney. Let's talk about that a little bit because I know people have mixed reactions on that. Was it a bad throw? Go ahead.
I was just going to say we should talk about both interceptions, I guess, because those are obviously what people are talking about. The throw to McKinney, it was a little bit, there was just not enough velocity really on the throw. There wasn't really enough on it. It wasn't a terrible throw, but I think it was more of a good play by McKinney than it was a bad throw by Jones, if that makes any sense. But the Adoree Jackson one was a bad throw, for sure.
So my thoughts on it was Adoree Jackson was very bad. Yes, I would agree with you there. And then the Xavier Mckinney pick, I think it was a really good read by the safety. And Xavier McKinney is my favorite player on the Giants, so I guess that helps my case, right? But I would say that it was also an underthrown. It was an underthrown ball by Jones there. But yes, more to McKinney's read than Jones's underthrow, in my opinion. Now, to probably everyone's favorite part of what they heard, that wasn't even the most. Like, if this was the day and it ended here, it would have been fine. We would have been chilling. No, that's not what happened. There were about 3 to 4 fights that occurred at today's training camp. One was the scuffle that I think started it all, if I'm remembering this correctly. I want to say it was Jeremiah Hall, the Giants running back, caught a pass.
No, it was Williams.
Was Antonio Williams, not Jeremiah Hall?
Antonio Williams, okay. Yeah. I believe it was
Antonio Williams, also a Giants running back, so it still works out depth chart-wise. Catches the ball, or ran it, doesn't matter. Goes to the ground after getting tackled, and whoever the defender was, one of 3 around him, takes the ball, rips it out of his hands while he's literally on the ground. So then the offensive linemen, a couple of them, come over, pushing and shoving emerges, and then it's like, all right, here we go. Everyone's surrounding them, coming over. And then you think it's fine because after these fights happen, like everyone's just walking around, they're chilling. And then you see out of the circle a player getting dragged, and you're like, what the hell is going on? Tay Crowder literally...
Yeah, that was John Feliciano, yeah.
Yeah, Tay Crowder literally drags offensive lineman John Feliciano out of the crowd because I guess he fell. I have no idea what the hell is going on right now. So literally dragged him. There's a photo on Twitter if you want to check it out. And then what happens is Feliciano gets up. Bobby Johnson, the offensive line coach for the New York Giants, pushes Cam Brown. And then Feliciano turns around, goes up to take Crowder, and the most like closed fist punch I've ever seen to someone's helmet, besides like what's his name? The guys that got I can't remember the people who like full on like fist fought. Was it Josh Norman, Odell Beckham? That might be what I'm thinking of. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Literally full on punches Tay Crowder, and then they go at it again. More wrestling, tossing in the ground. People were going crazy in the crowd. But yeah, that was there were fights today, and it was getting really feisty. I was there for the other fight that happened at Back Together Saturday. I think it was. That wasn't really a fight. I mean, it was a fight. There was pushing and shoving, but nothing that compared to today.
Today was crazy, certainly. And, we saw Giants players on Twitter post practice, I guess you could say, kind of joking about it. John Feliciano even tweeted about the funny picture of him lying on the floor. So it looks like it's all good now, but it certainly seemed quite intense, and, spirits and emotions were high, certainly, during that short period where there was a whole bunch of coming-togethers, I guess you could say.
And then 5 minutes after
Anything
that,
else? Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say 5 minutes after that, we had what we believe Brian Dable, because we didn't even see him. It was just all of the players in the middle of the field after the 3 fights ended for a good 5 minutes, and then they went back to 11-on-11 stuff. So I assume Dable was in the middle there, yelling at them, telling them to calm down and like focus on practice, whatever. But all we know was that we just saw all the players in the middle, and then they split up and they went back to 11-on-11 like normal. So I assume Dable calmed them down.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would assume too. It certainly was tense, but I think after the initial fights, I guess you could say, it kind of cooled down, and then they ended practice peacefully, it looked like. So that was good, I guess. I think that's pretty much it, Josh. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, just the last thing was that Andre Miller, the fullback, halfback, wide receiver, tight end, is that the guy who plays it all? Or is that someone else?
Yeah, he does. He was a wide receiver, converted to tight end, converted to halfback or fullback.
Yeah, so unfortunate news for him that he broke his forearm. I don't know if it was today at practice or yesterday at practice, but the news came out. I think Bobby Skinner was the first one to report it, actually, so credit to him for that report. But unfortunate stuff. Was looking like he was getting some first-team, second-team reps and making this Giants roster, but it's early August 8th. I don't know how long the recovery process is for a broken forearm. I assume it's pretty long, like maybe a month or two. Is that too short? I have no idea. I don't even know why I gave an assumption there, because I have no idea. Anyway, Alex, I think that's it for my stuff. Do you have anything else before we wrap this one up?
No, I don't think I have anything else. It was a lot of fun today covering training camp. I mean, might as well say it, right? I mean, we got one of our tweets was even covered on Colin Coward, so that was pretty cool. Someone tweeted at us saying that, or messaged us saying that it was on there. So thank you to him for sharing that with us. It was pretty cool when we watched it back. But yeah, really good day. Can't wait for tomorrow, and I'm excited.
Yeah, so again, we'll be back tomorrow, and only a few more days left of the open practices until we get absolutely no news besides the beat reporters there. But we're going to continue here with the daily uploads. We hope you enjoyed this one, our longest and most eventful, I would say, actually, video training camp recap. To help us out, please hit that subscribe button down below. Drop a like on this video. Appreciate you watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for another one. Peace.